Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to talk about Red Pill Black.
I'm just a girl that makes videos. The history is I grew up in Stamford, Connecticut. I went to school at the University of Rhode Island, pursued a degree in journalism, which is quite ironic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Someone that studied journalism that's trying to tell the truth? This is fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think of all the things I've seen about Candace Owens, aka Red Pill Black, this is the one that annoys me the most. Her interview with Dave Rubin was just so fucking annoying. Not just because she was blatantly fucking lying during it, but because Dave doesn't seem to know she was lying about it. Together they're laughing about honesty in journalism, and there's just none in this interview. If there was any journalistic integrity, Dave would have been able to call her out on her bullshit. Sorry guys, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about who Candace Owens really is. I first heard of Candace Owens way back in April of last year. Chris Reagan had done a video on a Kickstarter Candace was running for a site called Social Autopsy. We'll come back to that in a few moments. 18 months ago, I just thought, wow, that's a really horrible idea, and then I forgot all about it. That was until Tree of Logic released this video.
The sole purpose of this video is to inform and warn the public of the soon-to-be-launched doxing website called socialautopsy.com. But that doesn't matter to Candace Owens, aka Red Pill Black. She believes that I and you should be punished for being politically incorrect on the internet. And how should we be punished? By having our personal information such as our legal name, our address, employer, URLs to all our social media accounts, the list of every school we attended, and a screen cap of all the mean things we said on the internet to be displayed on a website for everyone to see.
She's not kidding. That's exactly what Social Autopsy was set up to do. It was a feature highlighted in the Kickstarter video where they tried to raise $75,000 to make this website.
With the ability to privatize social profiles and use pseudonyms in place of real names, it has been a free-for-all. That is, until now.
Hey guys, my name is Candace Owens and I am the founder of socialautopsy.com, the first ever search database that aggregates people's social behavior and creates real profiles for them. My team and I came together because we all grew up during this generation of the huge technology boom, and we understand the harm that social media like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter has allowed for, which is essentially a dehumanization. How can we bring it back to the if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all, or the old school say it to my face mentality online? Our answer was simple: through accountability. So what we do is we attach their words to their places of employment, and anybody in the entire world can search for them.
As bad as that sounds, it's even worse. As of the time of this recording, this is what their submission form looks like. It includes a picture, your real name, employer, schools you've attended, the city and state you live in, all of your social media accounts, and the screenshots of what mean things you might have said online. It is quite literally a website set up to dox people. If you haven't watched Tree of Logic's video on this, I do recommend doing so. In the description, she has a ton of resources to verify the things that she has said. One of the points Tree talks about is how Candace has reinvented herself. A year and a half ago, she was launching a website about bullying that basically doxed anybody who said mean things. Then she disappeared from the internet for a while, only to return 4 months ago and become a conservative media darling. Not only did she appear in that Dave Rubin interview, she's also been on with Alex Jones, Paul Joseph Watson, and was even on Fox News with Jesse Waters. Just yesterday, she was on again with Alex Jones.
And it's an exciting time to be alive, and I encourage everybody out there, get your voice out there. Don't be scared to say whatever you're thinking. Nobody can stop you.
Wait, what the fuck did she just say?
And it's an exciting time to be alive, and I encourage everybody out there, get your voice out there. Don't be scared to say whatever you're thinking. Nobody can stop you.
Questioning people's motives can be a hard game. You can never really know what's in their heart. But sometimes, Sometimes we get clues that people are just entirely full of shit.
After college, I was in a lot of student loan debt. I came from a family that doesn't have any money whatsoever, and I had to just pay it back. So the smartest move for me was to go into finance. I hit the ground running in New York City, worked at a private equity firm for 4 years, left that firm and wanted to do my own anti-bullying startup thing that went really sideways when the left tried to do hit pieces on me during the election, and that was my red pill moment.
I didn't see anybody on the left say jack shit about your fucking website. I did see anti-SJWs talk about it. People like Mundane Matt, Harmful Opinions, and of course, Chris Raygun. But why let a thing like honesty disrupt a good narrative? Keep telling Dave what he wants to hear.
Feel free to take us down that road for a little bit.
Yeah, so long story short, that whole scandal is built on a girl named Zoe Quinn who says that she was attacked by anonymous white men on the internet. So I was doing an anti-bullying startup that I was really passionate about, and I got a phone call from her, and I put up basically a 3-minute video on Kickstarter teasing what we were going to do. And I said this one sentence, which was a figure of speech that I think set the alarms off. I said, what we're doing is figuratively lifting the masks up off of trolls.
You fucking liar. That's not the only objectionable thing you said there. You said you were going to tie people to their fucking employers. You were going to dox people. Sorry, I'm still in the real world. Carry on.
At the time, she was working at Twitter. She was working for Twitter for something called Crash Override Network, and I immediately received an inbox from her on Twitter saying she'd like to talk to me about and try to convince me that the project that I'm doing is bad, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So she calls me up, and I have no idea who she is. I don't know what Gamergate is. I don't know what doxing means. And she says, you have to pull your project because people actually don't want to find out who harassed them. She said, I'm a victim, but I never want to know who harassed me on the internet. Like, she was basically arguing a point that didn't make sense. If she was actually harassed on the internet, then obviously my technology would be a godsend because they never figured out who harassed her. And I said, I appreciate the phone call. This isn't really making sense to me.
Yeah. It sounds literally the reverse of what you'd think she would have called you to say.
Absolutely. Okay. Like, she should have been on board with what I was doing. I said, totally appreciate the phone call, but I'm not going to pull my Kickstarter. And she started crying. And she said, if you don't, it's going to ruin everything.
Bullshit.
And she told me that she spends time on 4chan because of what she does, and she saw that people were already talking about my project, and if I didn't pull it, these anonymous white men and Trump supporters, you have to remember this was during the election cycle, were going to come after me and dox my family, which essentially means put up their personal information so people can try to kill them. That's what she says.
So she said this is what they are going to do. So she was oddly threatening you with being doxed, but it wasn't she that was going to dox you.
She thought I was a total moron, I think,
Sorry to show so much of that, but that is such a beautifully crafted lie. We had to watch the whole thing. I am perfectly willing to believe that Zoe Quinn would be worried about whether or not a troll is known. There's rumors out there that she sent herself hate mail. But this website really wouldn't do anything about that unless she reported herself for it. But the dead giveaway there was the, you're going to ruin everything. That makes no sense with the rest of the story. Why would Zoe be worried that Candace is going to ruin everything by getting herself doxed? While making a website to dox people. That is absolute insanity. That Dave didn't catch this, that this didn't make him go, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? Just speaks volumes to how Candace has become such a big figure with conservatives. And yes, I know Dave doesn't consider himself a conservative, but he's certainly played to them the last year or so. And here's Candace telling him exactly what he wants to hear. Zoe Quinn, bad guy. And yeah, Zoe's a cunt. But this story doesn't make any fucking sense.
They're hired, and the higher-ups definitely know about it. They are hired to take people out and to take businesses out that, are a threat to them for some reason. And my threat was that they actually thought that I had created technology that was going to unmask trolls. Imagine what that would have done in the heat of the election. Hillary Clinton had millions of followers on Twitter. What if I actually created something and said, actually, that's all coming from, that's like one person, they've created all these accounts. She's actually not winning this election. What if I found out on Twitter that the person that was writing Black Lives Matter saying, die, 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 nigger, nigger, niggers, was actually someone that worked in Hillary's campaign to create this environment. So they were actually terrified that I created something, that was going to ruin everything.
So wait a minute. So did you actually create?
No.
Right. So that's the thing. So you didn't even create this technology.
They had actually done their job as journalists and asked me questions about what I had created.
Yeah.
They would have left me alone.
But, all right. And then Kickstarter pulled it?
They pulled it. Didn't give me a reason. They just pulled the project off. An anti-bullying. And could you do anything that's more innocent or more PG? An anti-bullying. Hey, we're raising money. We want to try out this, anti-bullying tech startup type thing. We had nothing but a splash page at that point.
You've really got to give her credit. She's done her homework. She knows the audience she's playing to here. And while she's a manipulative liar, she's playing the game very well. She's very smart. Here she is, a young, beautiful black woman, telling people like Dave Rubin and Paul Joseph Watson that the Hillary machine was out to get her, to stop her website because there was an army of Hillary trolls that didn't really exist who would have been unmasked if the technology was real. She pulls Zoe Quinn and Gamergate into it, for fuck's sake. She couldn't be more transparent. The people who want to believe that there's a beautiful young black woman out there who agrees with them and sees all that they see, well, they're not even going to question her. They're not even going to stop and ask, hey, what was your website really about? Here she describes it as just anti-bullying. It's a fucking docs website. It includes real names, the town you live in, and your fucking picture. Now, in reality, the website wouldn't work very well because it requires your friends to tell on you. But that doesn't mean the concept wasn't garbage. Or that 2 minutes of research shouldn't have been done so that these people interviewing her could call her on her nonsense. Candace here's what we call a pretty little liar. And she's very good at it. And yes, she deserves condemnation for that. She's not the real problem. The real problem are people like Paul Joseph Watson, Dave Rubin, and Alex Jones. And of course, all of their viewers who just watch this and see this pretty face and immediately go subscribe. In 4 months, with only 14 videos, Candace has 147,000 subscribers. She is playing to ideologues, and she's doing it very well. But she's not the real issue. She is a symptom. They're the problem. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up this one. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and share it with everybody you know. If you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I'll see you next time.
And it's an exciting time to be alive. And I encourage everybody out there, get your voice out there. Don't be scared to say whatever you're thinking. Nobody can stop you.
Your lies make me sad.